What's up, everyone? Grayson, the Dean 221 Nichols here on the Elite Rounders YouTube channel as always, and it is a sad day as today is the final episode of season 8, 9, 8, I think, of High Stakes Poker. This has been a pretty cool season. Been fun going through these episodes with you guys, chatting back and forth in the comments, talking about all the dumb stuff Helmuth's done, all the amazing stuff Durr's done. So it's been a really cool season. I'm not sure when they're starting the next one. They might be jumping right into it next week. Very likely they'll be starting a different show. But before they do, we still have the finale to take a look at here. As always, recommend you guys check out the newest episodes every Wednesday night on Poker Go. They also run the new Poker After Dark episodes. And we do our recap videos on Elite Rounders every Tuesday and Thursday. So go ahead and hit like and subscribe, and you'll see our recap videos pop up on your feed when you log into YouTube. So let's hop into this. As you guys can see, it's my off day. I'm about to head over to the golf course in a little bit, but wanted to do this video first because, again, this is one of my favorite videos to do every week, just talk about this with you guys. And this is a really weird hand, and I'm kind of curious what you all would do because I was completely lost on this hand, to be completely honest. So let's take a jump back to the beginning of the hand, and we'll just jump right into it. For those who haven't been following along, the blinds have been 400, 800. And at the moment, there is a straddle and a re-straddle to 3,200. So Brandon Steven wakes up with Ace King and opens the action to 11,000. Then it folds into the blinds where you get Solomon 3-betting to 35,000. So already some big action. And the action comes to Andres with Jacks in the big blind. And this is a really tough spot, I was thinking like, wow, I don't know what I like if I'm Andres. Like a part of me thought of just moving all in. There's already over 50,000 in the middle and you figure you have the best hand. Calling seems dubious when an ace or a king or a queen is going to flop over 60, 65% of the time. Good rule of thumb to know. So it's like a lot of difficult post-flop spots for him, so I don't love calling, although he'd be in position. So I can kind of see where Andres' head is at when he decides to put in the 4-bet to 80,000 in this spot. So, not only is his spot really difficult, but we have Adams with, like I said, an even more difficult situation. So, like I said, 11,000 open from him, 35,000 3-bet from Solomon, and now Andres 4-bets to 80,000 for a big chunk of his stack, and the action's back to Steven. So this is where it's really tough, and the announcers were saying, oh, he's probably going to fold here, and I can see that. I think that what this spot comes down to is one thing and one thing alone. Could Andres ever be bluffing here? Could he ever be folding in this spot, right? And if the answer is yes, Stevens has to put it in here. He just has to move all in this spot. There's a 125, 130K sitting there in the middle, and he's got a monster hand, ace king. Even if he's up against jacks or queens, he's still flipping. And if he's up against kings, he still has, around a 1 in 3 chance of winning. So I think that if he believes Andres has some folds in his range, there's no way he can let this go, right? However, if Andres was a super tight person, Phil Hellmuth, this would be kind of like an auto fold, right? So these are the spots where it really matters what your image is. And we talk about this often in our videos on our training site. Be aware of your opponent's perception of you. If your opponent thinks you're tight, if your opponent thinks you're aggressive, this will change how the hands basically play out, essentially, right? And so to me, if that was Hellmuth raising there to 80K, I would muck the ace king without even thinking. But with Andres, who may have some bluffs in his range because he knows Solomon could have bluffs in his range, I think what Stevens ends up doing makes sense. And sure enough, he cuts it out and he puts out a 5-bet to 200,000. And you see Andres immediately get frustrated. I'd recommend checking out the episode last night on Poker Go because it's pretty cool to watch. Andres immediately gets frustrated and says, every time I run into the buzzsaw, and he just mucks his jacks without even thinking. So to me, that's a huge victory for Steven. He just won a 130,000 chip pot without showdown, making jacks fold when he has ace king. I mean, awesome hand by Steven. Great read. Andres might have actually hurt himself a little bit in that with his aggressive image here, that if he'd been tighter, Steven would have folded, right? So pretty cool hand. I think everyone made the right play here, and that's when you're seeing some good poker, when everyone's just coming out and making the right play. And I think Andres fold at that point makes a ton of sense because the only way he's okay is if Steven has exactly ace king. I think Steven's range there is queens, kings, aces, ace king, with an emphasis on aces, kings, and then a little bit ace king, and then probably queens lastly, right? Maybe even just call it queens. So yeah, really interesting hand. Wasn't exactly the fireworks I was hoping from the last episode. Hellmuth didn't play one hand, not really shocking, I guess. Salomon wasn't as active as often, but Durr was playing crazy, so I'd recommend going and watching. He's hitting flushes left and right. Always just fun to watch that guy play. But looking forward to seeing what the new show is that they have geared up for next week. As always, we will be here every Tuesday and Thursday morning on the Elite Rounders YouTube channel. Give us a like and subscribe. The more you do that, the more I'll get to go out golfing. So appreciate it. And good luck on the felt this week, guys, and we'll all see you soon.